We are resilient as a culture, we're resilient as a nation, we have to find ways through. That's what we do. Whether it's natural disasters, whether it's man-made, whatever it is, whether it's the erosion of advantage, whether it's tariffs right now, we will have to find a way through. And I feel confident that working together, as we saw from the morning presentation, if the private sector and the government work together as we are doing now and we continue to build that, we will find a way through. Location. We've heard about that extended market, and it's not just, I would say, the immediate neighborhood. We're talking about the Big B opportunity. According to the World Bank, the potential for increased growth in South Asia alone is $11 billion. So it's not just the Bangladesh market, it's way beyond that right now. I completely agree with Lutfe and with Ashik. Manufacturing is the story and must be the story, ladies and gentlemen. We have a population that is ready, that is willing to work in factories, that is not yet, if I may use the word, over-entitled, and they have the skills and they can be scaled. This is the sweet spot for the next 20 years, simply because of our age profile. And it's manufacturing across, for export, for domestic, as well as for shared. The macroeconomic stability, we are seeing some very, very encouraging signs. The improved volumes of payments, the stabilized exchange rates, we're seeing rebuilding foreign reserves, and very important, inflation starting to trend down. This affects us everywhere, whether it's the domestic consumption story or the export story. And last but not least, most important for all investors, domestic and is governance. And this focus on governance and 4 specific areas that we would like to appreciate. The judiciary system reform, we are seeing dedicated commercial courts come up so that the speed of resolution is faster. The public administrative reform, I think the idea that there has to be a service culture in public administration is taking hold. Financial sector reform, and of course, a zero tolerance on corruption. This is what foreign investors want to see. So, my concluding thoughts? Yes, we all know this number, right? There are more Bangladeshis than there are Vietnamese and Thais combined. But it's not just about the numbers. There are a few words in Bengali that do not translate. Man, Obhiman, and one of my favorite words is Shokhin. Sir, you can help me, but I don't know how to translate Shokhin. I believe it is people who like to buy things, who like to have nice things, not just buy, have nice things around them. We have a Shokhin culture. And this is the culture that's not just about consumption and materialism, it's also about appreciating what we have. So I would say to you, Bangladesh is investable, Bangladesh is invincible, and Bangladesh is in us. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nasim Bhai. Now we've come to the next segment of the program, which is really, really exciting. We're celebrating.
Thank you, Nasim Bhai, and my apologies to you and to the audience for the interruption earlier on. Now we've come to the next segment of the program, which is really, really exciting because we're going to be celebrating and recognizing trailblazers in 4 categories. But I'm not going to tell you any more. To do that, please welcome on stage Mr. Nayan Rahman Rochi, Head of Business Development at BIDA and the overall operations lead of this event. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope that you are enjoying the Bangladesh Investment Summit so far. As Mr. Siddiqui just mentioned, I'll be announcing the winners of the first ever Excellence in Investment Awards, an award that recognizes and celebrates the journey and efforts of our investors who have made significant strides in reshaping Bangladesh's future through impactful investments. This year, the Excellence in Investment Awards will be given in 4 categories. Innovation, a globally recognized and independent professional services firm, bringing their global expertise and standards to ensure ESG, foreign investment, and local investment. The award process was meticulously designed and implemented in partnership with KPMG, a globally recognized and independent professional services firm, bringing their global expertise and standards to ensure credibility, transparency, and fairness. Despite a very short application window, we did receive 167 applications. reflecting Bangladesh's dynamic and fast investment landscape. Can I please ask all of you to give a big round of applause to all the 167 four-member high-level jury who eventually... The applications, though, then had to go through KPMG's globally accredited multi-step validation process that includes data verification, criteria-based scoring, and physical site validation. Bangladeshi sculptor known for his outstanding work, the shortlisted candidates then were presented in front of a four-member high-level jury who eventually decided on the four winners for today. These inspiring organizations will be receiving a uniquely designed trophy by Mr. Shamal Sarkar, a renowned Bangladeshi sculptor known for his outstanding work on contemporary sculpture. The winner's trophy design reflects growth, economic progress, marked by innovation and inclusivity. On my right side and stand there. I'll call you up on stage later, but if you can kindly just gather when your names are announced. So ladies and gentlemen, all of us, are you ready to know who the winners are? Having said that, let's start. But a small note before I announce. To limit the disruptions in terms of movement, may I kindly request the winners, whenever I announce your name, to gather at the corner on my right side and stand there. I'll call you up on stage later, but if you can kindly just gather when your names are announced, that would actually help all of us. All right? Having said that, let's start. Goes to Fabric Lagbe. With the innovation category, category number 1. This category recognizes successful early-stage entrepreneurs who have already made transformational inroads into the existing ways of doing business through either innovation or their entrepreneurial spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, the first Excellence in Investment Awards for the innovation category goes to Fabric Lagbe.
In just 3 years, Fabric Lagbe Limited
Established in 2021, Fabric Lagbe has played a revolutionary role in simplifying the textile industry ecosystem by creating a digital marketplace and automating the different elements of the value chain. Can we have our AV on Fabric Lagbe, please?
With the Excellence in Investment Award 2025. In just 3 years, Fabric Lagbe Limited has redefined Bangladesh's textile sector, digitizing trade, connecting 7,500 plus buyers, and empowering over 500 women entrepreneurs. Through bold innovation and inclusive investment, Fabric Lagbe is building a smarter, more connected textile ecosystem, reaching over 100 countries worldwide. Today in Innovation category, we honor Fabric Lagbe Limited with the Excellence in Investment Award 2025 for creating an innovative digital marketplace to ease the fabric production, procurement, marketing, distribution, and sales processes. Congratulations, Fabric Lagbe Limited.
Congratulations. Moving on to the second category, ESG. Sustainability and responsible business practices are the foundation of this category, and it recognizes organizations that have documented proof of contribution in environmental, social, and governance space through their investment strategies. The award for the ESG category goes to Walton. Walton has demonstrated continued excellence and commitment to sustainability by setting up mass renewable projects, employee well-being initiatives, and consistent commitment to financial standards and governance. Can we please play the AV for Walton?
From a humble start in 2006 to becoming a publicly listed powerhouse, Walton High-Tech Industries has propelled Bangladesh's electronics industry to unprecedented heights, producing a wide range of electronics, reducing imports, and exporting to over 40 countries. Today, in ESG category, we honor Walton with the Excellence in Investment Award 2025 for maintaining high-quality environmental, CSR, and employee well-being projects, including 1,300 megawatt-hour annual renewable electricity production. Congratulations, Walton.
Let's reveal the winner for foreign investors. Congratulations. The winner is... Well, we are halfway there. The next category is foreign investors. The eligibility of nomination for this category included all organizations where foreign investors hold majority shareholding in a company. The award acknowledges the role of international investors in advancing our economic progress.
In 2011,
let's reveal the winner for foreign investors category. The winner is Bikash. Bikash is the first unicorn startup of Bangladesh and has been consistently maintaining a stellar track record on both financial delivery and return for investors. Please, let's see what Bikash has done in the video.
Launched in 2011, Bikash has attracted global investors like IFC and the Gates Foundation, powering Bangladesh's digital financial revolution. Bikash continues to transform lives through sustained investment and innovation. Today, in foreign investment category, we honor Bikash with the Excellence in Investment Award 2025 for high gross turnover delivery, lower bank debt, and excellent gross profit margin of over 20%. Congratulations, Bikash.
Our last category of the Excellence in Investment Awards is the local investors, awarding local businesses for their outstanding role in driving economic growth, fostering innovation, and creating employment opportunities in the country. Always a big category, the local business one. The winner for the local category is Square Pharmaceuticals. Congratulations to Square Pharma, which continue to be a pioneer in the category with world-class manufacturing and export-driven growth. Square, in fact, over the last 3 years has delivered 20% revenue. Can we watch a video on Square Pharma?
From a small venture in 1958 to a pharmaceutical giant, Square Pharmaceuticals has forged a legacy of excellence, pioneering world-class manufacturing and export-driven growth. Square invests in cutting-edge facilities, R&D, and talent. Today in local investment category, we honor Square Pharmaceuticals with the Excellence in Investment Award 2025 for long-term investment commitment, average revenue growth of over 17%, and excellent return on capital employed. Congratulations, Square Pharmaceuticals.
To hand over the trophies to today's winner, congratulations, Square Pharma, and to all 4 winners. Your contribution and inspiring stories will truly leave a legacy in our investment journey. Also, a shout out to all our applicants who participated in this year's Excellence in Investment Awards. You truly are the heart and soul of this economy, and we are truly, truly grateful to you. At this stage, to hand over the trophies to today's winners, may I humbly request our chief guest, Dr. Muhammad Yunus, Honorable Chief Advisor of the Government of Bangladesh, to kindly come to the stage. I also request Mr. Ashik Chaudhry, Chairman of Bida and Beza, and Mr. Lutfi Siddiqui, Special Envoy to the Chief Advisor, to accompany Sir to the stage. May I call on stage Mr. Muhammad Nazmul Islam, Managing Director, Fabric Luxury, to come on stage. All right. I would now request the winners to come onto the stage one by one and collect the awards from the chief guest. First category, innovation. may I call on stage Mr. Mohammad Nazmul Islam, Managing Director, Fabric Lagbe, to come onto the stage. Next, for the ESG category, I humbly request Mr. S. Mahbubul Alam, Managing Director of Walton High-Tech Industries. Foreign category and for Bikash, we have Mr. Kamal Saiful Kader, Chief Executive Officer, to receive the award. Last but not the least, for the local investment category, I request Mr. Eric S. Chaudhry, Director, Square Pharmaceuticals, to come to the stage and receive the award from the Honorable Chief of Winners to come onto the center stage to take a group picture. Our Excellence in Investment Awards, and I now request the winners to go back to their respective seats. Thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoy the rest of the session. Thank you. That concludes our Excellence in Investment Awards, and I now request the winners to go back to their respective seats. Thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoy the rest of the session.
Sir, I couldn't. Just next second. As the four awardees leave the stage, we would ask the Honourable Chief Advisor to please remain with us for just a little bit longer, because we'd like to now invite a surprise reveal, another distinguished honoree in a very special category to the stage. I see him over there now. We need to find a way to bring him up.
Not least here in Bangladesh.
If you could,
We're truly grateful for his 45 years.
ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mr. Ki Hak Sung, please. As Mr. Sung makes his way to the stage, let me just say a couple of words. He's the founder, chairman, CEO of Young One Corporation, a Korean multinational company specializing in outdoor clothing and footwear. The firm is a global leader with production facilities in multiple countries, not least here in Bangladesh. We're truly grateful for his 45-year-long dedication to this country and his pioneering work developing the eco-friendly Korean export processing zone over the years. And today, we are delighted to award Mr. Ki Hak Sung an honorary citizenship of Bangladesh.
Truly honorable Chief Advisor and advisors and diplomats, my friends, especially friends from Tejgaon, and my delegates from Korea, 35 delegates, we come along. On behalf of entire Young One family of 72,000 in Bangladesh and another 28,000 elsewhere, I am truly honored as well as humbled to have this honorary citizenship. Thank you. I must say, in one of the venues, I said, I'm leaving from one of my hospitals in Korea, Severance Hospital, and Chittagong, shuttling between these two. So I was wishing that I become a citizen of Bangladesh, especially citizen of Chittagong. And thank you very much. It came 5 years earlier than I expected. I thought after 50 years, you would be giving this award to me. Thank you very much, Honorable Advisor. This is more overwhelming, honored we are,
So
because Chief Advisor,
it's now time for the grand finale.
Professor Muhammad Yunus
Of the
is
opening plenary.
awarding this to me. Thank you very much.
It's time for us to now hear from our chief guest, our chief host, and the Honourable Chief Advisor of the Government of Bangladesh. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nobel Peace Laureate, Professor Muhammad Yunus. So it's now time for the grand finale of the opening plenary. time for us to now hear from our chief guest, our chief host, and the Honorable Chief Advisor of the Government of Bangladesh. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nobel Peace Laureate, Professor Muhammad Yunus.
Assalamu alaikum. Let's give another big applause for them. It's a very emotional occasion. Seeing through another journey ovation for our new citizen that Bangladesh has gone through. Wonderful. His people who are just presented. Thank you. Please give your seat. They are the heroes of Bangladesh. Just doesn't have any boundaries. Let's give another big applause for them. He loves Bangladesh. He works for Bangladesh. He loves the nature. Another standing ovation for our new citizen, Kyuhak Sang. Thank you. So many wonderful. This time to come. His dedication, his commitment. His new land. Thank you. Please give your seat. Can the members of just doesn't have any boundary. Please stand up so that we can give you applause. He loves Bangladesh. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Thank you so much. He worked for Bangladesh. Wonderful. Yeah. He loves the nature of Bangladesh. I wish you could visit his factory. This is your home too. And he brought so many delegations this time to come. To show his new land of citizenship. Can the members of the Korean delegation please stand up so that we can give you applause? Today. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Yeah. Fantastic. I was just remembering. This is your home too. When we became We'll make this home independent country. Beautiful home. 1971. For the celebration that we went through, seeing them and commitment we made today, it's a journey that we have made the last 50 plus years, despite sacrifices. I was just remembering when we became an independent country, we rejoiced in 1971. That was 1971. The celebration that we went through. Then came 1974. And commitment we made for building a new nation. Today we are talking about 180 million people. Despite sacrifices of lives. In 1971, for achieving that independence, we rejoiced. We are free. Still the same. That was 1971. 74 is. Then came 1974, a year that we cannot forget. Today we are talking about 180 million people. In 1971, we were just about 1/3 of that size in population. Sorry. Still the same country. 74 is a year that we cannot forget. I cannot bring my word. People died of hunger. A famine throughout the country. Sorry. 1.5 million people. Sorry, my words died. I cannot bring my word. So people died of hunger. A famine throughout the country. We used to grow one crop. We didn't know any other way. 1.5 million people. Our population died. Was known as farmers because they have no other profession. So that was the country we started with. And of them, we used to grow 3/4 of the population one crop. Landless farmers. They had no land. We didn't know any other way. They used to live in a tiny bit of land. Our population was known as farmers. Little bit of land because they have no other profession to make a living by one crop. And of them, heard the word dirt poor. 3/4 of the population were landless farmers. That was they had no land. Bangladesh. They used to live in a tiny bit of land from the people who had little bit of land. Journey from 1974 to make a living by one crop. To 2025. If you heard the word dirt poor, here we're talking about all these big industries and so on. That was inviting you for so many countries. Bangladesh. To set up more industries. Very difficult life. Talking about the big. So if you take that journey from 1974 to 2025, that's Bangladesh. Came a long way. It's an amazing journey in a very short time. Here we're talking about all these big industries and so on, and inviting you for so many countries in that to set up more industries. We're talking about the big market. One little initiative talking about the big, intelligent young burden of population watching what's going on. To help people to lend money. That's Bangladesh. $2, $3. Came a long way in a very short time. Specifically in women, we are the most destitute of all. In that famine-ridden country, became known as microcredit. One little initiative came just to relieve the burden of watching what's going on. This finally will turn out to be. To help people to lend money, tiny little money, $2, $3. A global name, so that they can start a business, focusing particularly, specifically on women. They are the most destitute of all. Because no matter which country you are, that became known as microcredit. 1974 inside of you. We created a bank called Grameen Bank. You don't recognize it. You hide it. Had no idea what this finally will turn out to be. Public money to them. But it turned out to be a global name. Poor people is no solution at all. Solution is creating the structure. Because no matter which country you are, framework. You have little Bangladesh of 1974 inside of you. And microcredit was just. You don't recognize it. You hide it by giving public money to them. Then a crazy idea. So I always raise the voice. Giving public money to poor people is no solution at all. For telephone. We had nothing. Solution is we didn't have any telephone in the country. Creating the structure. Few telephone in the cities, most of them don't work. Framework will unleash the energy of the people. So we talked. Why don't? And microcredit was just a small effort of that telephone company. A crazy idea. Then a crazy idea came over. Government asked, "What do you do with the telephone?" When government wanted to issue license for telephone. We had nothing to do with telephone. We didn't have any telephone in the country. Few telephone in the cities. Most of them don't work. To make a long story short, so we talked, why don't you apply for a license for called it telephone company? A crazy idea. Government asked, what do you do with the telephone company? What business you got to do? I said, we'll give it to poor women. There's no market for mobile phone. They laughed at us. So we knock at every door, international doors. To make a long story short, we got the license. Finally, someone called it Grameen phone, because we had the Grameen Bank, Grameen phone. Who happens to be chairman of Telenor. I explained to him. Nobody wants to partner with us, because we have no knowledge, nothing. Why we want to do this and why we want to. Because Bangladesh is no place for mobile phone. There's no market for mobile phone. Who wants to be partner? So we knock at every door, international doors. What? Bangladesh? Nobody wants to partner. Finally, someone I personally knew in Norway, who happens to be chairman of Telenor. I explained to him, can you help me? Explain why we want to do this and why we want to bring the phone to the women. He took it seriously. But the company board doesn't agree with him. Mobile phone in the whole country. Does it? What? Bangladesh? We never heard a name called Bangladesh. And you cannot make a living on this with this kind of. So it's a big effort for him. The more board rejects, he comes back again. Explain again. It will be at least 10 times more than that. Finally, he got it through. I could figure. The company assessment was, at the peak of this company, you will have 200,000 users of the mobile phone in the whole country. 200,000. What the recipient of those telephones. And you cannot make a living on this with this kind of to turn clientele. Them into what we call telephone ladies. He told me, I said, you're crazy. The telephone service of the company. It will be at least 10 times more than that. Men That's the way I could figure. It became the largest telephone company in the country. Not all women, only 12 women of and women were the recipient of those telephone handsets. Nothing to do, doesn't even know what a phone is. To turn them into what we call telephone ladies. They started selling the telephone service of the company. Phone call to your son in the Middle East, in the meantime, men cannot apply, men cannot get the phone. So people wanted to talk. Only poor women of Grameen Bank, not all women, only poor women of Grameen Bank soon can get a phone. 100,000 women selling telephone service. Totally illiterate, has nothing to do, doesn't even know what a phone is. We train them. So popular. They started selling the service, saying, if you want to make a phone call to your son in the Middle East, in the meantime, Middle East saga began. So people wanted to talk. The newspapers were covering. It became a roaring business. Soon, 100,000. So they started copying for the first women selling telephone service all over Bangladesh. Some use in the villages. They have never idea. They have no idea at all. The telephone. It became so popular. Everybody wanted to have a phone. Changed the whole company. Telephone industry globally. At that time, there are other companies coming up around the world. They were focusing on their cities. The newspapers were covering us, not them. It became well known. So they started copying. For the first time, the idea came, phone have some use in the villages. They have never idea, no idea at all. The telephone has any meaning in the villages. They're always concentrated on the cities. Everyone you saw on the telephone industry globally changed. Has a very powerful, crazy ideas and made them happen. I'm narrating this story a little bit to invite you to join that crowd. Because Bangladesh is a country change Bangladesh by your business with crazy ideas. Change the world. To change the world. Make things happen. I keep reminding people, everyone you saw on the stage receiving the award, maximize as many has a very powerful, crazy ideas and made them happen. We can add a little piece into it. So we invite you to join that crowd. You don't have to not only change Bangladesh by your business, it's something that you can do. You have change the world. Like many of you do already. I keep reminding people, so yes, you want to make profit, go ahead, make profit. Make a business with a purpose. Maximize as much as you can. Business that we do. But Bangladesh is the place. We can add a little piece into it. Social purpose. You will not know what you don't have to like. Get disrupted by that. It's something that you can do, you have fun. Like many of you do already. How did it happen? So if you want to make a business with a purpose, along with the business that we do, Bangladesh is the place. Always people explain how happy you are with money, bottom line. You will not know what your business will be like. Why the whole world is following you. By saying making money is happiness. Why suddenly you look back? Definitely, of course. How did it happen? But making other people happy. Bangladesh makes it happen. It's a super happiness. If you have always people explain how happy you got, you make money, happiness. We show their bottom line, fantastic thing. That you get extra. I try to add a little bit to that. With no cost. By saying making money is happiness, definitely, of course. Like the people who stood here. But making other people happy felt that. Is a super happiness. Did something. Which impacted in people's lives. If you have business in Bangladesh, you will have both. With a country of famine, happiness, and super happiness. We're not talking about global. That you get extra. Businesses. With no cost. You'll be proud of what you have done. At the same time, I'm just pointing out, which like the people who stood here felt that. You don't look at Bangladesh alone. Super happy. It's only one piece of did something. The economy. Which impacted in people's lives. The whole region. Massively. Region. Lots of resources. With a country of famine, we work together. We're now talking about global entry to the world. It's businesses not the business to grab everything out of you. It's competition. You grab things. And at the same time, I'm just pointing out, which has been pointed out already. You earn money. We don't look at Bangladesh alone. It is only one piece of the life of the people together. The economy. It's a fun. It's something that we see the whole region. Very powerful region. Lots of resources. And each of your company, we work together. Facilitate each other. Super happiness. It's not the business to grab everything out of you. It's a competition. You grab things. Reaching out, the impact that you make. We twist a little bit. You never explore. You earn money. Just a little opening. But earning money together, changing the life of the people together, changes the world. It's a fun. It's something that we said business can immeasurable. Is the most powerful mechanism. And each of your company, by which you can change the world, can enjoy that super happiness, but we are by expanding and reaching out. We miss out. Reaching out, the impact that you make. We can try. You never explore. A little bit. Just a little opening. And I emphasize by saying that's the magic. Create a new civilization. Where changes wide, the world. We're open. We said business can be is the most powerful mechanism. I underscore by saying by which you can change the world. Of 3 zeros. But we are trained to focus on some so narrow thing. Government cannot we miss out the world. That's not the function of the government. We can try opening a little bit. Human beings. We are human beings. And I emphasize by saying, let's create a new civilization where you're wide, we're open, powerful tool in our hands. We embrace the world. The new civilization, I say, should be a civilization. I underscore by saying we can create a world of 3 zeros. It can be done with the businesses, not by the government. Government cannot achieve that. That's not the function of the government. Pay attention to that side. It's the function of individuals, human beings. We are human beings. It's a self-destructive system. We can change the world. And business gives us a big, powerful tool in our hand. But wealth concentration is most. The new civilization, I say, should be a civilization where there will be no carbon emission. We can do that. And that's where the business innovation comes. The young people get excited about it. All we have to do is just pay attention to that side. Not job seekers. No carbon emission. It's a self-destructive system if you allow carbon emission to continue. No wealth concentration. It's fun to make money, but wealth concentration is the most dangerous thing to human beings. It will destroy the whole world. And zero unemployment. Only in the 70s, early 60s. The young people get excited about it. Because all of you are entrepreneurs, not job seekers. Dare to enter into something. Think like it's happening in the entrepreneur. Make things happen. Business interest of other countries. And Bangladesh is a place to see that. How suddenly people, we are known as farmers. We're a country of farmers, landless farmers. We didn't have any land, much land, little. Only in the 70s, early 60s maybe, 60s, some crazy young guys from the universities dare to enter into something which is happening in the country because of business interest of other countries, garment industry. In 2 generations, second generation is just they said, why not us? That was the beginning of the garment industry in Bangladesh, those crazy young guys. Second generation, I'm sure. All the first generation, some of them are already here, came out of that generation. And now moving into the second generation, you heard Naseem, the second generation entrepreneur. And we talk about that's our history. In 2 generations, second generation is just the beginning. It's still the first generation going on. Boys and girls. Somehow, in entrepreneurship. Topon is here too, I saw him. Women left out. Where are you? We have some, but very second generation, I'm sure. But women are as creative. So that's a journey of generations. Now, what is the third generation coming up? Are we prepared for that? That's a challenge to all of us. Together, those and we talk about second generation. Technology, they have the creativity. We have to talk third generation a little bigger. In problem solving boys and girls. Somehow, in entrepreneurship, in the past, women left out. We have some, but very few. Waiting for the government to do but something. Women are as creative as entrepreneurs as anybody else. Can do that. That's such a so today it makes me very together, happy. Those young generation will change the world. They have the technology, they have the creativity, innovativeness. And talk about creating that world. And problem-solving ideas. Business in a limited idea, which is good. We don't have to look at the problem the same old way that we did 50 years back. Space remains unutilized. Waiting for the government to do something. Let's use this too. We people can do that. Business in Bangladesh that's a chance. Not only for Bangladesh, that's the point. It could be for the whole world. So today it makes me very happy. That we can get together, gather together, now and talk about creating that world. It's not just business in a limited idea, which is good, but you can have another space. Millions of women take money from government. Remains unutilized. Loan size in the let's use this too. Towns. And Bangladesh, the business in Bangladesh is not only for Bangladesh, that's the point. Needing less than $1,000. It could be for the whole world. Such a hassle, such a whoever thought that microcredit, which started in a tiny little village, $500, $600, now would be a prime business in the United States. In America. Became annually $2 billion a year. Millions of women take money from Gamin America. Loan size in the American terms So little less than $1,000. In that sense, imagine needing less than $1,000 in the United States. Such a hassle, such an impossible thing. They get so grateful that somebody gives them. Usually $500, $600. Now the whole gummy in America became annually about $2 billion a year. In the next 4 years, it will be $5 billion a year. It's growing very fast. And we welcome you to join us. So little things. In that sense, Bangladesh ground is very fertile. You put a little bit of seed, it becomes global. I wish I could tell all the stories that happen in Bangladesh, but I get very tempted, but they're all here. Talk to them, find out. And we welcome you to join us with that mission.
Ladies and gentlemen, requesting everyone to
creating a new world for the whole world.
Our Honorable Chief of Advisor
Thank you very much.
is departing the hall. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, humbly request everyone to stay seated. Ladies and gentlemen, requesting everyone to stay seated until our Honorable Chief of Advisor is departing the hall. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, humbly requesting everyone to stay seated until our Honorable Chief of Advisor has departed the hall. Thank you.
Could I get the microphone, please? Can you hear me? Okay, so we've come to the end. Thank you for staying with us for a little bit longer for two reasons. One is that the Chief Advisor is going to walk around the Youth Entrepreneur exhibition outside, and SSF would like us to stay here for the duration of that. So hopefully it'll be done in just a few minutes. But also because I wanted to say a few words, if I may. First of all, the quiz. When the Chief Advisor said Bangladesh is a country of, what did he say? What ideas? Crazy ideas. And what did he say in that same sentence? Bangladesh is a country of crazy ideas. Crazy ideas. Spectacular week, this wonderful event. I know that for them this has been a labor of love, but they've really been giving it their all. And the best thing that I like And then finally, I believe there is going to be a QR code. Could we get the QR code up? There'll be a QR code up very soon, and as soon as we have that, if you wouldn't mind scanning that and give us some feedback. I'd like this to be a line next time.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম। মধ্যাহ্নের সংবাদে আপনাদের আমন্ত্রণ জানাচ্ছি সম্মান। 2025 সালে মাধ্যমিক স্কুল সার্টিফিকেট এসএসসি সমমানের পরীক্ষা শুরু হচ্ছে আগামীকাল। এবছর 19,28,000 পরীক্ষার্থী দেশের 11টি শিক্ষা বোর্ডের অধীনে এ পরীক্ষায় অংশ নেবে। সুষ্ঠু, সুন্দর ও সম্পূর্ণ নকলমুক্ত পরিবেশে পরীক্ষা অনুষ্ঠানের লক্ষ্যে সব ধরনের প্রস্তুতি গ্রহণ করা হয়েছে। নতুন সংশোধিত রুটিন অনুযায়ী 10 এপ্রিল শুরু হয়েছে, পরীক্ষা চলবে 13 এপ্রিল পর্যন্ত। এবারও বাংলা প্রথম পত্রের পরীক্ষা দিয়ে শুরু হবে এসএসসি।